Hey there, this is Tom Leonard. I'm talking to you from Burbank, California. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Twitter. I thought we'd just have a Google Hangout here, a short webinar to explain some ways that you can take your Twitter program to the next level. Chances are you're already on Twitter. Almost everyone is. And hopefully you've been able to use it for building an audience, using it for your business, using it for your network marketing opportunity. But now you want to see how you can take it to the next level, to do more on Twitter. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So there's the people that are on here, the new faces, old faces, not in a bad way. So we're just going to get started going through the information. There is a chat window that is enabled down there. If you have questions, put them in there. We'll talk about things later on in this session. So not going to be a real long webinar here, but just some really important things to know if you are interested in taking your Twitter program to the next level. Let's do a screen share here. And let's look at presentation here. So, talking about Twitter Bootcamp 2, making your first sale from your Twitter marketing, guaranteed. So, how is that going to work? So, we're talking here about a network marketing business. And most businesses, in particular network marketing business, you have to have leads to stay in business. So, do you need leads for your online business? You know you do. You bet. And that's the bread and butter of your business. Without leads, you're not going to have a business. So good network marketers are always going to be on the lookout to find out where can they find more leads. What would 2 to 3 signups from those leads a week do to your business? 2 to 3 signups a week. I'm not talking about 2 to 3 leads a week. I'm talking about 2 or 3 people every week on a consistent basis who are buying your affiliate programs, products, or signing up for your network marketing opportunity. Think 2 to 3 signups a week, every week. Think what that could do. And then, are you able to find those prospects on Twitter? So, we know that we can find leads on Twitter. Can we make them customers? Are you converting your leads to actual sales? Probably the most important part of the marketing process. Here's how I used to do it. I built up a huge following on Twitter. Me, like everyone else, thought that the way to Twitter glory was to go out there and have the most number of followers and then send them links. So I have about 13,000 fans out there. And I would send them out links. And hopefully that they would be so interested in what I had to say, they would click on there and it would make us both happy. I have 13,000 followers. But of those 13,000 followers, for each message I sent out, I was lucky if I got 1 click on each tweet. So think of how those numbers work out again. So I would send out a tweet. I have 13,000 followers. As it turns out, only about 2.1% of my followers would actually see the tweet. It would go by too fast, they're doing something else, they're no longer on Twitter, whatever reason. 2.1% of that 13,000, I think it's like 280 or so on average, that would be the reach of that message. But then only 1%, a little over 1% of those people would actually engage with that tweet. So think of it, 1% of 2%, really tiny numbers here. Engagement, that means they would click on the picture, or they would retweet it, or something like that. So only a third of those engagements were actually clicking on the link, going to the place I wanted them to be. So 13,000 people out there that would hopefully get my message. I was lucky to get 1 click on each message. So I asked myself, how can I build a business with that? Really, really tough. So what if I could show you a way to start making sales from the leads your Twitter program is producing? So not just sending out links, not just spamming links and losing friends, losing followers, but how about if you can start making sales from the leads you're producing. Would you be interested in that? There's a bonus for everyone sticking around to the end of the webinar. Stick around and we'll talk about how you can make this happen. Now, get ready to learn. First, we're going to talk about, we're going to be talking about Twitter Bootcamp 2, but what about Twitter Bootcamp 1? Chances are you're seeing this because you've already completed Twitter Bootcamp. In Twitter Bootcamp, my Twitter Bootcamp was basically a program of 5 video messages spread over 5 days, so you learn the basics of Twitter marketing. But if you haven't completed that, no problem. Go to this link and you can sign up. Wait till we're finished with this webinar, but go back and sign up for Twitter Bootcamp. I think you'll get some value out of that. The link will be down below with the other information from this video, but it's going to be bit.ly, bit.ly. It's a regular shortened bit.ly link. You're probably familiar with those. bit.ly/twit bootcamp. TWIT-BOOTCAMP. So http://bit.ly/twit bootcamp. So a bit about my story. I grew up in a small town in Wyoming. That's the actual picture of the main street. In the middle of the summer, you did not work, piles of snow everywhere. It's about how many people were on the street at a given time. I'm standing in front of the only stoplight in town. It's a very small place. They had about 2,000 people when I graduated from high school there. Good place to grow up. Now I live in Southern California, so right in the middle of Los Angeles. The picture on the left there is the freeways. It probably was a doctored picture. The freeways are never that empty. That would be an incredible sight to see that. But that's actually not too far away from where I live here. Right in the middle of LA in Burbank, and then on the right hand side is Walt Disney Studios. That's literally blocks away from home here. I go out and do my personal development walk in the morning or the evening. I usually walk right by those gates, see where the mouse lives. Between Wyoming and Southern California, I actually joined the Peace Corps. I was in 2.5 years in Fiji in the South Pacific. Not exactly a hardship location. It was a great opportunity. That is not a picture of me, but that's a scene that I could identify with. Peace Corps was a great experience. I was a teacher there, and I would recommend it to everyone. So after Fiji, came back and went to the Stanford Graduate School of Business, got an MBA up in the Bay Area. After receiving my MBA, I went to work in corporate America, went to finance and marketing for large corporations. I worked for retailers, worked in high tech, and also worked in entertainment. Among the places I worked at, AOL, up in the Bay Area. I worked at Netflix when they were just starting out up in Los Gatos, doing email marketing, doing CRM marketing for them, when they were just starting out. Then I went to work the last 4 years. I was over here at Warner Brothers here in Burbank. Warner Brothers Pictures, doing social media marketing. The brands at Warner Brothers are just second to none. I was working on things like Harry Potter, Dark Knight, Arkham City, just all the great social media campaigns over there. It was really, really interesting. In the meantime, I've also been an entrepreneur, working a lot with affiliate marketing, pay-per-click, email, pay-per-click. I've been buying Google AdWords, sending traffic over to affiliate programs, and it can be a great way to make money. As far as network marketing, I've always been, let's say, last 20 years, I've been a customer of a particular network marketing, a multi-level marketing, MLM, in the health and wellness area. I really like the products. The products have been really good to me. And so I've kind of toyed around with it on this side, but never too seriously until recently. And in the company, I'm working with some of the people who are at the very top of the company, which makes a huge difference. I'm working with people who really are making the kind of money that everyone always claims that they want to be making. So it's a great situation. It's products that that I do use every day and that I believe in. So it's a great program for me. So I know all the online marketing programs as they're used by large companies, but how can I use that to apply it to network marketing, to multi-level marketing? So that's where I came across Twitter and learned how to make Twitter work for me for network marketing. I know that it works for me. I know that it can work for you. So why network marketing? I've had all these positions with some really interesting, I've been very lucky. I've really had some interesting companies to work for. But why network marketing? Why leave that behind and work in network marketing? The things that make a difference to me are, first of all, I can choose the products I promote. So I don't have to promote something that someone else thought was a good idea. Here I can promote things that I like, that I believe in, that I take, that I use. Makes a huge difference. I mean, as I was saying, at Warner Brothers, even Netflix, I mean, the products were incredible. But when I had to go out there and promote Cinderella story, it was a little tough. So, but here I can choose exactly what it is that I want to promote. Just as important, I can choose who I work with. So I don't have to be like, okay, here's your new boss. Oh, here's your new employee. It's like, here I get to build my own team. I get to work with who I want to work with. To me, that is a huge asset for being in network marketing, something you just are not able to do even if you're at the very top of corporate America. The other thing is that you can be rewarded on effort, not just the time that you occupy a cubicle. To me, that makes a huge difference. I have no problem with working hard. I work harder at network marketing than most jobs that I've ever had. But the thing is, I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the people I'm working with. I'm enjoying the products. So I don't have any problem with actually being out there and working on it. So the really good part is that I can be rewarded on the effort and not on the time spent. I can work from anywhere, literally. I work from here at home in Burbank. I've worked from San Diego when I was down there visiting. I can even work in Fiji. If I went back there, you could literally work from anywhere. Huge benefit. So as a network marketer, what kind of problems do you face? Obviously, the one we've been touching on is where do you find leads? So a lot of people use local, one-on-one connections. In network marketing, we call that the warm market, your friends and family. But it's also connections that you can make individually, face-to-face. The best story I've ever heard of was the guy that he would wait and not fill up, not go to a gas station unless there was someone else there getting gas so that he could approach them about his network marketing company. He wouldn't get gas if he was going to be the only one in the station. He really wanted to network with people on a one-on-one basis. But then there's the internet, and this is something that I find to be particularly useful. I don't have to worry about always badgering family and friends one more time, or meeting people at the gas station or in line over at the grocery store. If someone shows interest, I am more than happy to start talking about it. But to cold call, to actually walk up to someone, it's a tough thing to do. So, internet makes a huge difference. It's a great opportunity with a huge number of people out there, if you know where to find them, to find your leads. But there's some pitfalls to social media. First of all, how do you get started? Okay, so especially if you've gone through the Twitter Bootcamp, you already have started. You have a Twitter profile. But on any of the platforms, it's like, okay, how do you get started? If you're 13 years old, this is not even an issue. You are already onto it. For a lot of us, it's like, okay, how do I get started on these things? Not tough, but something you have to think about. Then, how do you spend your time efficiently? Anyone, and no raising of hands here, but anyone that has watched a kitten video or a puppy video on YouTube is guilty of, maybe not using their time efficiently. Doesn't mean that it wasn't fun, but from a business standpoint, that's not where you want to spend your time. And social media is so easy to get distracted that way. So, what types of messages get the best response? The other thing that you want to figure out in social media is there's all kinds of messages. Is it a video message? Is it a text message? Is it an image? Is it a picture message? What works the best to get the best response? Another thing is Another pitfall is, do you have to advertise? Now, you can advertise on almost any social media platform, but do you have to advertise in order to be successful? Chances are you don't. But if you do it right, it can really jumpstart your program. A lot of you probably showed up here today because you saw a pay-per-click ad over on Facebook or on Twitter. Another social media pitfall is that you already know other marketing strategies better. So why take the time for social media? Maybe you already know email marketing. Maybe you already know blogging. Maybe you already know SEO. Why should you spend time on social? Basically, what you probably want to do is you want to have one social program and one content program out there to cover both bases. Social will drive traffic to your content, whether content's on your blog or on another platform. Social is the way to get in front of people. And then again, spend too much time and get too little out of it. Even if you're not watching kitten videos and the latest kangaroo thing out of Australia, whatever it's out there, whatever the video of the day is, you can still be spending a lot of time and not getting enough out of it. So why Twitter? Why is Twitter such a good place for network marketers to find leads? First of all, Twitter is one of the most engaging forms of social media. Keyword here is engaging. All social media, by definition, is engaging, but Twitter, you have the chance, because it's such a short little 140-character message, a few features, but it's not overly complicated. Anyone can do it with their thumbs, and so it's just very engaging. It's fast. It's like you put up a message. Your message, the life of your message is extremely short. It doesn't take anything to create the next one, then, does it? Twitter has one of the largest audiences. Is it big as Facebook? No. But it's still pretty big. There are literally hundreds of millions of people worldwide, hundreds of millions of people worldwide on Twitter. A lot of them use it every day. And there are tens of millions of people, maybe more, in the United States. Go back to what we were saying. If you had 2 or 3 people a week join your network marketing program, would that make a difference? You bet it would. So if there are hundreds of millions of people out there on Twitter, you don't need very many people to become really, really happy. Also, with Twitter, you can easily identify and start conversations with targeted individuals. It's not blasting it out there. It's not advertising where anyone can see it. Even pay-per-click advertising, you're out there. Maybe someone's searching on it, but they're not really the kind of person that is going to be a good prospect for you. But on Twitter, you can identify and start conversations with the right people. One of the things I find on Twitter is that there are fewer rules than there are on Facebook. So with Twitter, there's not such a thing as, or much of a thing as Twitter jail. There is a thing on Facebook jail. You start breaking a few of the rules. Some you know, some they make up or seem to make up all the time. Then boom, your account is slowed down or even bounced. Or YouTube is also tough to make sure that you are not doing something. Someone flags your video and boom, then your video's gone. Then boom, your account's gone. So does it happen every day? No, but it happens often enough that if you're a network marketer, you have to consider it. So I like that there are fewer rules on Twitter than Facebook. The one thing that I have found about Twitter is that you want to keep track of some automation. If you try to use automation and follow too many people in a day, you're probably going to get hit. You're probably going to get shut down. Or if you go out there and retweet more than is humanly possible, Twitter's going to notice that, and they're probably going to come back at you. But very few rules compared to some of the other platforms. And you can also connect to Twitter with other social media platforms. So you go out there on Twitter, and then you can also, if someone's on Twitter, they're probably also over on Facebook. They're probably a good chance they're on Pinterest, Google+, YouTube. So find someone, especially if it's someone that looks like a good prospect, connect with them on other social media platforms. Twitter can lead to that all-important phone call or Skype conversation. This is really, really important. So Twitter's great. You can have all these conversations, and you can find targeted individuals, but the real goal here, get someone on the phone. Get someone on Skype. Get someone on a Google Hangout, just like this is here, practically. So that's where you are able to have the conversation that you want to have. It's very unlikely that someone's going to be clicking on a link and go do something without a phone call. It's happened, But what you really want to do is you want to have that phone call. Now, a lot of people are uncomfortable with phone calls. I know I've been uncomfortable with phone calls in the past. But with Twitter, one of the great things is because you have already had a conversation with people, the actual phone conversation is extremely easy to do. So it's actually just an extension. What I always like to do is once we get to having a good conversation going back and forth, I'll just say something like, I really am not that good at typing. How about talking on the phone? Do you have a few minutes? And the conversation usually goes one of two ways. No, I don't. Come up with an excuse, and chances are not really that interested. Or they'll say, yeah, I would really like to. And then you're off to the races. So you want to use Twitter as a way to get that phone conversation. Now, if you've gone through my Twitter Bootcamp, you already know the basics of how to make this work. So, Twitter Bootcamp, here's what you learned. First, you learned how to set up your profile properly. You learned that you want to have really good pictures. You want to have a good profile picture of you, not your cat, not your dog, not your logo, not your house, not your kids, not something that people can't identify. You want it to be you. People want to be talking to a person. Get some good pictures if you don't have them. Chances are you already have some. But put a picture of you in there so people know who you're talking to. So we also talked about the value of the profile, even the value of having a good location there. So you know how to set up your profile properly. You know how to search to find prospects. We were going through the process of using the search bar at the top and using that, or search.twitter.com, and find people with an established set of keywords, like we said in Twitter Bootcamp. You go out there and you make 50 keywords for 3 different potential prospects, and then you cull that down, you cut that back. But it gives you a really valuable list of keywords to use. How to start conversations. You get on someone's radar, they follow you, then you start talking to them, they respond, then you have a conversation. We talked about the basics of the top 5 Twitter tools. Now, these are my top 5 Twitter tools. There are hundreds of tools out there, and a lot of people have a lot of different Twitter tools that they enjoy using. These are just the ones that I use that I find help me out in my business. So there are lots of others out there. See what works for you. And we also talked about in Twitter Bootcamp, we talked about the basics of Twitter pay-per-click advertising. This is where you want to go out. You don't have to spend a tremendous amount of money. You can spend $2, $3, $5 a day and get some activity on Twitter. But one of the most valuable things, as we were looking at in Twitter Bootcamp, was that once you sign up for Twitter pay-per-click advertising, you now have access to metrics on all of your tweets, not just the ones that you pay to promote, but all of your tweets. And that's what's really fascinating, because then you'll see what kind of reach you're getting. You'll see our pictures working, our videos working, our short, what length of tweet, of message is getting the best response for your audience. I can tell you all kinds of industry averages of what works, but the real way to do it is to test different things out to see how your audience responds. So if you've already completed Twitter Bootcamp, then congratulations, you're on your way to Twitter glory. You're on your way to Twitter success. Now what? Would you like to know how to make that very first sale from your Twitter program? Now, maybe you already have. In that case, congratulations. But what about the next sale? For most people, it's that first sale is the hardest to do. How to find the right prospects. Would you like to know how to find the right prospects? I think the answer there is yes. Would you like to know how to qualify them quickly and easily? I just cannot say it enough. Just qualify. You want people to identify that, hey, this is someone that might actually buy something. But there are all kinds of clues that they're leaving for you, so spend your time with the right prospect. Would you like to know how to set up a proven follow-up strategy? Something we haven't talked about, we didn't talk about in any detail in Twitter Bootcamp. There's You want to be able to follow up with people. Now, I have a spreadsheet, a proven program that works for me. So people are able to use it to go out and actually follow up with people. Think of how most conversations go on Twitter. It's like, okay, you meet, you're doing the bootcamp technique, you're finding these people, you're talking to them. It doesn't conclude with a sale. And, you kind of go your separate way for a bit. You have to have a way to go back and talk to them again. Nothing is more fun than coming back on their radar 2 or 3 days later. They're like, whoa, here's someone that's actually using Twitter. How amazing is that? It's a great way to run the program. But I've figured out my own, and again, it's not the only way, but I know that it's proven for me that this is a great way to follow up with people. And then, of course, how to convert the leads that you get. So once you get those leads, you get that phone call, how are you going to convert them? Would you like to know basically how to use Twitter marketing and the Twitter Bootcamp Tech Basics to generate that first sale? Think how that will feel. Question, does any of this sound interesting to you? Everything that I've been talking about on taking your Twitter program to the next level and making that first sale or that next sale, does that sound interesting to you? My guess is it probably does if you're still here listening to me. Another question, would you like to know how to take your Twitter marketing to that next level and make that first sale? So, the way to do that is with Twitter Bootcamp. So, when you signed up for Twitter Bootcamp, you went through Twitter Bootcamp 2. You already signed up for Twitter Bootcamp. It was a 5-day free session of messages that went over the topics we just discussed. Now, what do you get in Twitter Bootcamp 2? First, you get a 30-minute personalized one-on-one coaching session with me to get you to the next level. And in this conversation, you are going to learn things that you can implement immediately. This is not something like, oh, the next 6 months you're going to, it's no. By the end of today, you are going to be doing this. And it's almost guaranteed, nothing's guaranteed completely, but that you are going to start to see some results immediately. Now, 10 days later, we will have a 10-minute follow-up coaching call. Now, think, because a lot of coaching sessions you will have, even short ones like this, you're like, okay, it's over, now I'm not going to worry about it. But I'm going to be calling you back in 10 days and say, how'd it work? So there's a better chance you're going to follow through. We can all use that kind of help. But more importantly, we're going to be able to review quickly the kinds of things that you did that worked, the kinds of things that didn't, and put you on an even better course in the road. My guess is that we will both be learning something here. Now, the bonus here is that you will also get, in addition to the coaching calls, you'll receive 2 bonuses. First is a complete review of your current Twitter program. Now, what I'm saying here is before we even talk on the phone, I'm going to see your Twitter handle. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to come up with some things that you're doing right and some things that could use improvement. There's no doubt someone could look at my Twitter program and give me the same critique. But I'm going to know that there are some things that you're probably doing right. If you're listening to, if you've been through Twitter Bootcamp, you're doing a lot of things right. But I'm also going to be able to spot different things, bring them up to you, some things you may want to change, some things you may not. But it's always good to have someone else review what it is that you're doing. The other thing is you're going to have the opportunity to promote 3 of your messages to an existing Twitter following of 13,000. How does this work? You write the messages, I send them out to my followers. Let's see what works. And then you'll receive detailed metrics showing what worked the best. Like I said, because I already subscribed, and you may also too, you may already be in the Twitter pay-per-click program. But if you are, then you know that the kind of metrics that you get back out. So we'll look at those metrics and we'll be able to say, oh, this is the kind of tweet that gets a better response. That's what I should be doing more of. Okay, so now you're saying, how much is this really worth? Now, because as you can tell, I mean, this is not, Twitter Bootcamp 2 is not free like Twitter Bootcamp was. But let's see what you're getting. So the 30-minute coaching call, easily $97. That's how much I can get someone on the phone to talk. I can get someone to pay to get them on the phone and talk about their Twitter program. A 10-minute follow-up call is another $19 on top of that. So, what, $118 for the time on the phone. That does not include the amount of time that I'm going to be spending beforehand looking over your program, making recommendations, personalized recommendations. You're going to get the Twitter Tracker follow-up worksheet. That was the most clever name I could come up with. Twitter Tracker follow-up worksheet, $29. This is basically a spreadsheet that is going to give you the format so that you can make sure that no lead falls between the cracks. Your Twitter program review, $59. And then the 13,000 promoted tweet times 3 is basically a value of another $39. So all of this combined, $243. If you've ever been on any selling webinar, you've seen this exact format. So this is nothing new. But one of the ways that I like to look at this is what we're really focusing on is you using Twitter to make a sale. Not using Twitter to make you smarter. Not using Twitter to post more cat photos. Here it is. So would you spend $243 to make a sale? Now, it depends a lot on what you're selling. Most of us are not selling things that we're going to be able to make $243 on each individual sale. Although there are plenty of things out there that can be just that. So in this particular case, your price, $29. Now, that's a limited time offer for anyone who already completed Twitter Bootcamp. And if you haven't gone through Twitter Bootcamp, go back. We'll give you the link again, and you can go back and actually do that. But the reason you're probably seeing this is because you've already been through Twitter Bootcamp. Your price is $29. Now, whatever you're selling, if it costs you $29 to make that sale, are you going to be ahead of the game? The answer is yes. It's a no-brainer. Now, but the really good news is that $29 is going to help you make that first sale or that next sale, but it's not your last sale. You can keep going after that. So that $29 is actually going to be more valuable. So again, let's look at what you get. Here's the link. We'll go through it a couple more times. But basically, where you want to go is mysocialmediabootcamps.com. That's the page where you can sign up for Twitter Bootcamp 2 for $29 as long as you completed Twitter Bootcamp. So again, the URL is www, or without the www, mysocialmediabootcamps, plural.com. So, review. For $29, think of how easily we can spend $29 in the network marketing world. $29, you get a 30-minute coaching call. You get a 10-minute follow-up call, which means you're probably going to do something after that 30-minute coaching call. You get the Twitter Tracker follow-up spreadsheet, even if that keeps you from losing one sale because of the leads falling through the cracks. Even one sale, you're probably going to pay for your $29 Twitter Bootcamp cost. You also get the Twitter program review, where we're going to be talking directly about your program with recommendations that you can make today. And then also the 13,000 promoted tweets times 3. Again, it's a limited time offer. I'm not saying ends at midnight, something like that. It's going to be ending soon. Chances are, if you're serious about this, it's a no-brainer. If you think it's worth $29 to spend a little bit of time to take your Twitter program to the next level. You can probably make that $29 up in the next sale. So, guaranteed. Very beginning, I said this is guaranteed. I cannot really guarantee that you make a sale unless I pull out my credit card and make sure that you make the sale. But the way the guarantee works is if you follow this program and you do not make a sale, you just ask for your money back and you get it. No questions, no hard. People say this a lot, and I mean, to be honest, I've never really had to do it. I just don't usually sign up for things that turn out that way. But if I did, I would be really reluctant. I used to, one of the things when I used to work at Netflix, we used to make people call and talk to someone on the phone if you wanted to cancel your Netflix subscription. It may still be the same. And so, same way here, it's because we wanted to discourage people from unsubscribing to Netflix. Everyone, most companies do that. That's not something that they were particularly brutal about. But here, just if you want your money back, you just send an email. You don't have to call. You don't have to talk. I want you to be happy. I want you to make a sale. I want you to come back, and I want you to give me a testimonial because I want you to be able to say something good about this program, like these people have been saying about other Twitter programs online. Reviews and testimonials are very important. That's how you, as a network marketer, will be able to provide some social proof that what you're doing actually works. So I want you to be happy so that your name is showing up here. So why wait? $29. Go to www.mysocialmediabootcamps.com and sign up today. We can get started right away. This is a quick program. Trust me. Let's get started right today. Contact information, most important. Write this down. My Twitter handle, if we are not already connected, make sure that you follow me at OneFastTrack. The number 1, FASTTRACK. You'll see a giant picture of a train on the fast track when you go to that page. If you don't see the train, then you're on the wrong page. So go to OneFastTrack and follow me. Let's have a conversation about this. Because if you have any questions, so email address tleonard, TLEONARD at workwithtomleonard. Surprise, surprise. Workwithtomleonard, LEONARD.com. And my phone number 747-333-8789. Always call there, always leave a message there, and I will be getting back to you. No reason to wait. Get started now, and we can see you on the other side in Twitter Bootcamp 2. So, let's go back over here out of screen share. And there we are. Let's see where we are on chat. Things. Okay, so I think we covered just about everything that we wanted to cover. Again, the way that I always look at these types of programs is how much is it going to cost? What can I get out of it? If I pay $29 and get a sale, or if I don't get a sale, I can get my $29 back, it's probably a pretty good deal. Now, chances are you're only hearing, you're definitely only hearing it this late in the discussion, in the webinar, if it's something that's actually of interest to you. So if you for whatever reason were not interested, you would have been long gone. And I noticed some people are, but people that are still listening to this or listening to this on YouTube later on, it's like, think of the $29 investment for your next sale. You already know that Twitter can be useful for generating leads. How do you then take those leads and move them further along so that they are actual sales? One of the ways you can increase the chances of that happening is signing up for Twitter Bootcamp. I appreciate all of your attention here. I am going to let's see. Again, I am going to. You're able to see in the chat, well, not the chat anymore, you're able to see here the offer, Twitter Bootcamp 2. If you click on that link that you see over on the side, hopefully the arrow works this way, probably doesn't on the reverse. Look on the side there, and you're going to see the offer for Twitter Bootcamp. And click on that link. That's going to take you to a page where you're able to sign up. The way it works, once you actually sign up, then you're going to get a message, and it's a PayPal payment. Then you're going to go to a scheduler where you're actually going to pick a time that works out for both of us. I've already put in all the times that I'm free. When you choose yours, then that time on the scheduler gets blanked out, so no one else is scheduled at the same time. So you want to be able to go through there and see what works for you, what works for me. So again, you schedule your first session, your 30-minute session right there. The 10-minute one will probably not be scheduled so much there as we'll just say, let's talk on the 20th. And I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call you on the 20th. We're going to talk about Twitter. Pick up the phone, we'll talk about Twitter. If not, you better call me back. It's Bootcamp, remember? So, but basically, I know that this can work. It's worked for me. People are already signing up all the time for this program, so I know that it works. So, an invitation. Come to Twitter Bootcamp, use the link to the side, or go to the notes with this. Actually, what I'll do is, I'll tell you what, let me, at the end of this, let me just send everyone, I will send everyone from this over to the Twitter Bootcamp sign-up page. So everyone, just hang on. There's a bit of a delay, but if you, so if you just go over there, basically it's a bit.ly link, and it's TWITBOOTCAMP. Twit Bootcamp. Cannot be any easier. Again, my number, I should have it here instead of Netflix. I should have at @1fasttrack on Twitter. Let me know if there's any questions. Hey, I really appreciate your time here. It has been almost 3/4 of an hour. Could be a good $29 that you spend, and because we will be able to go over your Twitter program and hopefully take you to the next level. Again, appreciate your time. Tom Leonard, coming to you from Burbank, California. Hopefully, as we always say, hope to see you on the inside. Thanks for your time.